Good morning, everybody. Before I get in on the Letterman stuff, because everyone wants to know what I think of Letterman.
Are you like me, just fascinated by this story? I love this story so much, I never want it to go away.
You know, it's funny you say...
it's not.
It's funny,
I just can't get enough of it.
It's funny you say that because, I remember when after the election Obama won, it was historic that a black man had become president of the United States. Think about it still. It's mind-blowing. And a lot of people went out and bought the New York Times and saved it. And I said to myself, what are you doing? You're saving the New York Times? It's so stupid.
Well, you know what that comes from? It's all these flea markets now where everybody thinks they're going to make a fortune.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're going to be rich. In 10 years, I'll be a millionaire from the headline, Obama becomes president.
Right, but if everyone saves them, they're not worth anything.
That's what people miss.
I've never saved a newspaper ever. Well, yesterday, the Daily News was so good.
Oh, wasn't it?
In terms of this scandal and them revealing that Dave has a secret bedroom and he built a love nest up there. I said, you know what? I'm going to save this. And in fact, I brought it in. Here it is.
Who knew that he was having so much fun over there? We always thought he was miserable.
Here's my Sunday paper.
Save the headline.
I brought it in with me. I mean, what can I tell you?
Now, that'll be the one that'll get you money.
I'm banking on that for my retirement.
I watched all of Letterman for the first time on vacation because of this scandal. Because I had to look at him in a whole new way.
Me too, because not only did I want to see the night where he apologized.
Right.
But I said, well, I have to stay tuned to see Woody Harrelson, who was out promoting Zombieland. He was the first guest, so I go, well, gee, how do they handle that?
Yeah, is Woody going to say something?
Yeah, so it's added new life to the show. In fact, today's paper says, what will the atmosphere be like at the Letterman show? This is the first time they're coming back to tape new shows after Dave has admitted that he's having the sex. And I was like, it's so true because whoever the first guest is, are they going to, you're going to stay tuned now, waiting to see who references it, who has the balls to say something to Dave about it. Is Dave going to talk about it? This kind of thing. It adds new life to the show.
I watched him with some cute starlet. Because I'm like, Dave's a sexy guy now.
I was watching him with, you're so right. Because after Woody Harrelson was on, it was one of the Kardashians, not Kim Kardashian.
Khloe.
There's three of them, I guess.
Right. There's Khloe and Kim, and I forget the other one's name.
Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian. Well, I don't know which one. One of them walks out. And you know what? She's a pretty sexy gal. She's wearing a short dress, got the big titties. And all of a sudden, I see her walk out. And this is right after he admitted all this. And I see Dave, and he goes, you look lovely tonight. Now it's like, whoa,
Dave's hitting on her.
Get her up to the secret room. Let's bang.
The girl I saw was one of these girls on House, that TV show on Fox, and she's really, really pretty. And she starts talking about how, at 19, she moved into a bus with a guy. And Dave's sitting there, he pulls back from the desk and goes, how does a guy get a girl like you to move into a bus? And I'm like, Dave's considering that this girl's easy.
How do you, the other thing is, too, though, you say, a really attractive girl comes on, and what's Dave going to do with her? He doesn't seem to go for the real attractive ones.
That's my point.
Dave has a real issue, I think, a hang-up or a self-esteem issue, like...
They wouldn't necessarily go for him, so he's keeping it...
He's keeping it to the interns and people who work, whatever they are. Not interns, I guess, but people who work with him.
Well, it was interns.
Was it interns?
One girl was an intern.
And, I think he feels powerful next to that. And then,
they want him because of his power and money or something?
Anyway, so let me talk about what I think about this whole thing. Well, first of all...
Well, the one thing with that girl, when she was saying she moved in with a guy in a bus, the thing was, David kept saying... You moved into a bus.
Yeah, he's probably
I have been setting my sights too low.
Yeah, immediately I went to Beth. I said, hey, you worked there for a while. How come Dave didn't hit on you?
Well, I thought about that, too. I was like, wait a minute. Did anything happen with Beth?
Well, first of all, no. She says no one there ever acted inappropriate with her or anything like that.
And then the other thing I thought of, remember how they got her out of there when she hooked up with you?
Yeah, well,
just in case.
That's what I was going to talk about today. I was really pissed. When I started dating Beth, she worked at Letterman. She was hired, a couple of times a week, come in and do sketches. She would work with the announcer, the redheaded announcer. I don't remember his name. And this was way before she met me. She was just, she was modeling, and I guess she got hired to do this job.
Right. It was a regular gig for her.
And she tells me she saw nothing inappropriate. Nobody ever once approached her there. I mean, it was totally
She didn't hear any of the gossip even?
No, it's weird. She said it was nothing but a great experience and never felt weird or odd being there. But I got really, really angry with the Letterman show and Letterman when I started dating her, and almost immediately. Now, don't forget, I dated her and I kept it quiet for a while. I didn't
And she was still working there while it was quiet.
It was fine. No one knew I was dating her. And all of a sudden, when it sort of went public that I had this girlfriend and all that, she never got a call again. So I called Vinny, and Beth said, "Don't ever say anything. I don't, that." First of all, she goes, "It's not like that was a big part of my income or anything. I just enjoyed doing it." She loved going there and doing the sketches. It was fun for her. And she would always drop everything if they called. She always was going there. And I even said to her, "What do you care? It's the $200. It's not about the $200 or the $400 when you get a fee." But she also got above that fee because she was I guess they hired her to be a part of a sketch. So when you're part of a sketch, they pay even more. But it wasn't like a huge amount of money for her. But she said to me, "I just have such a good time doing it. It's so much fun, and the sketches are funny." So, when all of a sudden that stopped, I got really upset because I said, "Well, I'm the reason she doesn't have that gig anymore." And I felt so I called Vinny.
And you did say, "Why? What is it about me?"
Yeah, and I said, "What is it they're trying to keep?" I said, "Vinny, I'm not going to talk about if Beth sees anything or tells me anything. Like, what could she see?" I even said to Vinny, "What would go on?
What are you hiding over there?"
What is it?" And now I really feel it was kind of like maybe not sexually exciting to Dave. I always had that feeling, about Dave, like he wants his harem.
And she was no longer available. She needed to be available?
Yeah.
See, I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it that he's got real stuff to hide.
Yeah. Well, there's something going on. And it just always rubbed me the wrong way. And I felt really bad about it because what are they hiding? I said, what is it they think that she's going to see? This is what I used to say to Beth. I go, what do they think you're going to reveal? Because she'd come back from work. I go, how'd it go? She goes, yeah, I did a sketch with the announcer and Dave asks a question and I just have to stand there, blah, blah. And I'd say, well, why do they have to take that away from you? So then when I called over to Vinny, and I guess Vinny spoke to whoever was the girl in charge there. Maybe it's Diamond.
Maybe it was either Diamond or the girl that Burkett. Yeah.
No, there was a girl who actually booked Beth, and I can't think of her name now, but she would
talent coordinator or something.
Yeah, and she was not one of the girls involved with Letterman. In fact,
that you know of.
I think she's now the producer of Jimmy Kimmel's show. I can't think of her name. I'm spacing out, and so she's a great woman, very, very nice woman. But she said, "Oh no, nothing to do with that. We just haven't had any work, and don't worry, you're still one of the family to Beth, and blah 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 blah." And then it came back to me because they heard I was upset. Well, it was all horseshit. She never got called again since, and she lost out. Now, the reason I bring this up, I made a rule here a long time ago. And I think that most people who think of the name Howard Stern would think this is the kind of shenanigans I would be up to.
Well, that's what cracked me up. I said, this is what should be going on over here.
Yeah. I have to tell you,
good guy.
My interns, and by the way, we have all male interns this semester, so that
would never happen over there.
No, that would not happen. According to what I'm reading, it's always females, and there's only 4 or 5 stacked around Dave at all times.
Beautiful women. It's almost like he's got his Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, it's Dave's Angels, and there's not just 3 of them. There's not only
there's
not only the original 3, but they bring the other 2 that came in later.
Right.
There's always like 4 or 5 women around Dave. And I always wondered where the hell Dave is anyway, what floor he's on. It turns out he's got a secret bedroom and the whole thing. Right. But I understand that too because sometimes I lay down in my office, I get it. Yeah, you're tired sometimes. But, the weird thing about all of this is that I've always sort of had this rule. Oh, I know what I want to get back to. I want to get back to that people think this is what I'm up to.
Right.
And I want to say about sexual repression, because I've been on Dave's show. If I mention sex, Dave actually cringes.
I thought about that, too. Remember the woman, the little old woman who used to come on and talk about sex, and Dave would always be, don't mention penis.
Ruth Westheimer.
Yeah.
And, like, this whole sort of repressed, oh, my God, you can't talk about sex thing. And again, it's a perfect example. I talk about sex all the time, so therefore people think I'm pervy. No, I'm not pervy. Because sex is not pervy to me. Sex is not it's not a big deal. This is what I've been saying to you.
It's not something you have to hide and then do in secret.
It's fun to talk about it. We're human. We're animals. We do it. And it's fascinating. It's always the people. It's always the church, the
uptight.
Yeah, who are up to all kinds of sexual weird shit. And by the way, Jay Leno got to be up to something. I'm waiting for that.
I'm just waiting for that crack to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think he fucks his car. I mean, I don't know what he does, but he's another repressed
He's got
lunatic.
a secret garage.
Yeah, a secret garage somewhere.
There's a bed in the garage.
So, anyway, people say, what do you think of this Letterman thing? Well, first of all, I'm fond of Dave's show. Dave has always been great to me.
It's better than ever.
Yeah. He's always had me on. And listen.
Bad news for Conan.
I know he's human, but he made a bad decision. And I'll tell you why. I've always made it a rule around here that you don't fraternize with interns. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do on my show. Whether this is a rule for me, the guy at the top, all the way down to JD and Benji, who are the lowest. The two
Poor
lowest.
JD.
Poor Benji.
And where's he going to find a girl?
Right.
He can't Shanghai.
The reason I said this. All right, Benji, you're not the lowest. I see him over there. He's almost weeping in the corner. It's okay. I'm making a joke.
JD's the lowest.
JD's the lowest.
But your rule is Wilder interns.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Look.
JD can maybe get a rap going.
There's no law against what Letterman did, but let me tell you what it sets up. It sets up a work environment where it becomes clear. If you suck off the boss, you can get ahead.
You rise.
You rise. And I never wanted to say to my guy employees or my female employees that that's the trick. Because guys start to feel resentful and they go, well, I can't get anywhere in this business.
And it could lead to a suit.
Right. And it's not fair to people. And I'll tell you another thing. I'm a father. I've got daughters. They're intern age. Some of them are a little older. But if I heard one of my daughters was interning at the Letterman show, and he's porking her up in the secret bedroom, I rip his fucking cock out of his body. I just go over and beat the shit out of him.
But I mean, if they're 20-something, they can make their own decisions.
But to me, college girls, I'm talking about my morality. When you're in charge of people, and this is a situation where it's a learning situation. People are in college. You have a position as someone who's in charge to sort of set some sort of moral tone at the workplace. You can't comfortably walk around knowing that the secret rule is if you suck off the boss, you're going to get ahead. It's so wrong on so many levels. As a man who has daughters, I don't want my daughters in that work environment. Especially college kids. And listen, you went to college. You know how fucking naive you are in your college. You think, the boss is paying attention.
Yeah, but I'm just sitting here running through a list of all the people we know who have the no moral code like this.
Right. It just sets up a really bizarre workplace where people start to talk. And, and by the way, there is no accusation that women are suing Dave for sexual harassment. Or
they seem not to have had any complaints.
They seem not to have any complaints. But it sets up an environment where people start to talk. And you just don't want that at work. And Dave's a bright enough guy to know you don't do this. He knows on some level, but okay.
But he did it for years. I guess he felt immune to any kind of criticism or exposure.
Right. Well, he himself said when he apologized, he said, I was up to creepy behavior. It is creepy behavior.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't hear it?
No, I did. You know what? I didn't hear that. I missed it.
I'll play it for you if you want.
I don't know how to TV.
He handled it brilliantly. He's a very good communicator.
Right.
He made jokes. But, I'll tell you what. In retrospect, it might bite him in the ass. He didn't apologize to his wife. That's number one.
God knows what kind of relationship he has with her.
I can't even imagine.
The speculation is off the charts on that one.
Well, I feel it's much like the Taliban. I mean, what he says goes. She's like the interns. She's kind of like, well, if I don't play by Dave's rules. It's very big of a man to make a woman his equal partner. I'm talking about a powerful man. you could really fantasize as a man to have a woman at your side who's basically your puppet, who will do whatever you want. You can shit on her.
Most do, it seems.
Yeah. It takes a bigger guy to say, I don't want a wife who's a puppet. I want a wife who is equal, who can mouth off to me and say what she thinks and really participate as a full partner. But it's very threatening to a lot of men. It's very, it appeals to our childish need to dominate a woman, to have this woman kowtow to you. So I have a suspicion, and I don't know Dave at all personally, and I don't know what his wife's up to. But he should have apologized to her. He should have said, listen, this is very, very upsetting, I'm sure, for my wife. And you know what? I've embarrassed my wife, and I feel awful. Something to that effect might have gone.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're going to make a public statement.
You know, I always find that bullshit because if you cared about your wife, you wouldn't have been doing it.
Agreed. But you got to reference her in some way. If you're making a public statement. Now, you know, what is this making a public statement? He did it on his show. It was great television. But
that's probably what I liked about it. Was that he says, I am a creep.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to pretend, you know, I'm not going to drag, you know, I'm not going to be Elliot Spitzer or any of these guys who have the wife standing there with the sour face while I say I'm a horrible human being to her.
Maybe you're right. But, you know, the whole thing is bizarre because Dave has such a squeaky clean, it's bizarre, and it's a squeaky clean image kind of guy. Now, how this affects the show, listen, and in some way, I like Letterman better this way because he's human. I mean, this pretending that he has no sexual desire and he has no feelings for women.
I thought he was pent up, repressed, miserable.
I'm just glad he's not gay.
Well, that was my first thought.
Yet.
When they made these allegations, I was like, well, is Dave having sex with that guy?
I don't know. Who, Paul Schaefer?
God, no, Robin.
But, you know, listen, it's weird. I sent a note to Vinny and to Rob Burnett.
Oh, yeah?
I did. And I said, hey, how's Dave doing? I did send a note. I was concerned about, I'm sure this is playing on him in a big way. He's obviously a nervous guy. He got those shingles. I mean, that's...
You think he'll break out again?
I think the shingles are going to come on fast and furious. But
he's going to get a window
What was he
side.
worried about that time?
He was worried about he wasn't going to get any pussy. And I'll tell you what, I sent the note because I do care about Dave. I do care for him. But he made a real dumb move with this. He setting up that kind of environment, and fucking these girls. You just look like a desperate, and you look like a.
Well, it was. First of all, you know what I thought about though? Where have all of his girlfriends and wives come from?
The show.
Inside that organization.
He's got a farm system.
Yeah, and so it becomes pretty clear around the workplace that if you do want to get ahead,
be Dave's girl.
You could be Dave's girl. And these girls are very, very turned on by the fact that he's the boss and this and that. Look, Dave ain't no beauty, let's be honest.
But he's a powerful man.
But he's a powerful guy. It's very attractive. I mean, this is a guy who's the head of a late-night show. He's a legendary icon, all of this stuff. He's got tremendous success.
There's one girl who, has now sort of stepped forward and talked to somebody and said, yeah, I had a year-long affair with him, and I thought he was wonderful. I would have married him. Mm-hmm. And then she said, but he broke it off after a year because of the difference in our ages. I was like, yeah, Dave got tired of you.
Yeah, exactly. The difference was you got older, honey.
She was probably still in her 20s. He was just ready for a change in the team.
Change it up. Why not? Get a new intern.
A new pitcher on that team.
New pussy.
And a lot of it's really creepy. Like he started calling, like you read the details, he started calling this chick. You know, first of all, Dave doesn't call anyone. He starts calling her personally saying, would you tape the show Jackass for me? So right away, he's like trying to relate to the kids.
The younger kid show.
Now, let's be honest. Can't Dave get anyone in the world? First of all, MTV is a Viacom-owned company.
They'll send him the tape.
David Letterman wants to see Jackass. Trust me. They'll bring the team of Jackass over to recreate the show for him.
Right.
So he's calling this young girl. Here's the MO. Excuse me, would you mind taping Jackass? And then from that, he starts taking an interest in her personal photos, her vacations,
and the girls admit it was like every hello from Dave
is a big deal.
A big deal.
Yeah, so, and he had a special name for her. Then he starts putting her on camera for special bits.
And they said this team of girls, they do everything from run errands to making sure his car is at the door when he's ready to go.
Right. So
it's not like great jobs.
No. Do they make his potato? So, so look, this is bad for Dave. Any way you cut it. First of all, he wants females to watch his show. Women are going to look at him like he's creepy.
I was watching every movie with.
Yeah, you liked it. It's going to be hard for him to make fun of these scandals. I mean, he was making fun of Clinton,
a scandal now, yeah.
Spitzer. It's going to be really hard for him to say the next time something like this comes up, gee, look at this guy, what a hypocrite he is, because Dave's now a hypocrite.
He's actually in Leno's monologue.
Now, the guy you got to really... So Dave's got his own issues to deal with. And, I wish him the best in the sense that I know Dave. He's been very good to me. I don't like to see anybody go through this, but really he's getting what he deserves because this is not the way to conduct your business. And he knows better. He's a bright guy. He knows better. He couldn't resist his urges. And there are other ways of... Listen...
What do you think of the other
What's that
part
sponsor of ours? Do we hook up with chicks?
Ashley Madison. Yeah. Ashley Madison.
Go on, Ashley Madison. What the fuck?
But what do you think of the other part of it? That like he didn't cave to the pressure. He said, I'm calling the FBI. I'm turning the guy in.
The other part of it, I'm going to say, is what the fuck is wrong with this guy who blackmailed him?
And he's a 48 hours producer.
He's a bright guy. They say he must. He's a schmuck. He cracked from the pressure. But this is a guy who's won, Emmys, got 4 Emmys.
And all he does is investigate crimes.
He investigates crime, which is not an easy job. You know what I mean? The guy's a bright guy. And he says, give me a $2 million check.
I'm like, $2 million?
And he's having meetings. He should have said, listen, no meetings with your lawyer. You come meet with me face to face. If I was going to blackmail David Letterman, which is a crazy fucking thing to begin with, I'm no crime expert. First thing I say is, listen, pal. You meet with me in private. You're going to meet with me nude because I don't want to see any wire. Get your fucking ass down here. And it's going to be in cash. And you're going to make 10 payments.
Right, a check.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fantasizing about how you should handle this crime of the century. I mean, you walk out with a check. What bank? I've had checks for $1,000. My bank won't cash it unless you come. Who's going to cash a $2 million check?
$2 million check in the ATM machine.
Yeah. Where's he going with this $2 million check? I mean, what the hell is he thinking? And he's a despicable guy. And, here's a guy with a real job. I guess he ran into financial trouble. Evidently, anyone who comes in contact with this guy divorces him or leaves him.
Well, the one woman was with him for a long time, but apparently they said he was just like Dave. He had these office affairs.
Yeah. Well, he's pled innocent, so who knows what he's going to say. But, a $2 million check. I guess on the memo they wrote for extortion. And Dave absolutely handled it properly. It goes back to the Richard Nixon school of what I did wrong. He came right out and he said, listen, there's a guy blackmailing me. Here it is. And I went and testified.
He's got the evidence.
Yeah. I mean, that is very stand-up. Did the right thing at the right time, Dave.
But the fascinating thing about it, the guy presented him with a screenplay.
Yeah. Well, I think that was probably his out. In other words, that's what he's going to claim in court. He's going to say, listen.
I was just selling him a screenplay.
A screenplay about this. I didn't say anything about coming out with his story. I didn't say anything. This is a screenplay. Well, of course, that's not going to hold up because who pays $2 million for a screenplay? I know guys who have written hit movies don't get $2 million for a screenplay. Most they get is $700,000. Yes. They're known entities. It's absolutely ridiculous that you got $2 million screenplay.
For your first screenplay.
First screenplay. I don't even think Tarantino got $2 million for Inglourious Bastards. The guy had a hit.
And Letterman's known for producing big movies.
Yeah. So, who knows what's going to be with that case. And not only that, Letterman's going to have to testify. This guy's lawyer say, I can't wait to get Letterman
right,
up on
and
the
he's
stand.
got some shark lawyer who defended John Gotti.
Right. Well, it's sad in our society, too, that the victim, which is Letterman in this case, is going to have to go to court and then have, just answer every fucking humiliating question.
Any kind of question, yeah.
But, so who knows how that's all going to play out.
And to be deposed. I mean, the deposition is even worse.
Yeah. It's going to be wild. But hopefully there'll be a judge there that'll keep things sort of normal. So, what's going to happen? I don't know, and who knows long-term how this affects Letterman. I saw one of the ladies in the Post who writes an article said that CBS are hypocrites if they don't get rid of him for what he was doing and all this.
There have been no complaints about working over there. It would be interesting to see what male employees think after learning about all of this and how these women rose through the organization?
I'm sure they're pissed, and that was my whole point. Why you don't fuck interns and create that kind of environment? Because the guys got to sit there and go,
I don't have a pussy.
I could be in Dave's inner circle if I could just blow him a little bit, and
It'd be funny if Vinny had to pull him aside and say, "Listen, get a pussy."
Yeah. So, by the way, I heard back from Rob, who wrote me a quick one line, who said, everybody's fine or whatever. He didn't. He was very rightly so. I just wanted him to know I was thinking of him. And Vinny, I never heard from.
Of course not. You never hear from Vinny in a crisis.
Hello. Yeah, this is unreal. I gotta get off the phone.
You want to talk about the Beatles? Vinny will be on the phone.
It's all a bit.
It's all a bit. It's all a bit.
It was so great when McCartney was on the roof with Dave.
Dave. Connie's going to jump off the roof with Dave. But, the show has taken on a whole new tone, as Robin says. Like, I immediately had to get the tape and watch Woody Harrelson and the other one. Because it does. Now you're looking at Letterman like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
playa.
anything could happen.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell he even does the monologue now.
I mean, I wonder who his intern is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Who's his favorite girl over there right now? You don't think, they're all saying that the Burkett thing ended when his son was born.
Right.
You don't think he's been doing nothing since his son was born.
I don't buy it.
Give me a break.
Dominic, you're on the air.
I believe it.
First of all, Howard, would you feel the same way if the women were older?
What do you mean?
Yeah, of course I would.
No,
in fact,
they weren't interns.
They were hinting at the paper that listen, romances happen in the office. You work together every day, this kind of thing. And I understand a romance that happens at the office, and then you announce it to your crew that, listen, I know what you're saying. Like let's say his head writer or something. Like he dated Meryl Marcoux for many years later.
That's right. Yeah.
And it was out in the open, and it was it wasn't this sort of scummy little thing going on in the back
in the
rotating
upstairs bedroom of the office.
Yeah, now, I understand that. I'm not holier than thou.
But his wife used to work for him.
Right. But there's a pattern, Dominic, that and Dave didn't do anything illegal. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting and blaming him. I'm just saying it's not a great way to work. It's just I won't allow that here. Because hey, if I met somebody here at work who I was attracted to, I think I would sit down with everyone and say, listen, I'm attracted to this person. Or I would wait till they left the workplace. I would actually, if they weren't working here anymore, maybe then I'd approach them.
You'd fire them.
But,
I'd fire them and then hate them. Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do that over and over and over and over again.
I understand if it happens at the office. I'm not a prude. And certainly that. I'm saying you got to set up an environment.
Now, Vinny never gave you one hint all this time.
Oh, you kidding me?
Vinny, no. Vinny is so pro. He doesn't talk about what goes on at Letterman, and who even knows if Vinny was aware?
Vinny might not know.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, I've seen odd things at the Letterman show that I don't talk about. But
really,
this doesn't surprise me actually.
Legally.
Well, it can't surprise you. When I sat and thought about it, I was like, of course that's what was going on.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me, but that's a whole nother story.
Now, legally, you understand that he doesn't actually work for CBS.
Right.
He has a separate production company that sets up their own sexual harassment policy. And in his policy, which is very interesting, it is not improper for employees to date other employees.
Right. And by the way.
But that's not really the issue. It's the issue of how do you rise in this company?
Right.
Am I blocked because I don't have the ability?
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the law.
Well, I got wise to this. I found condom wrappers all over the floor of my dressing room. I knew something was going on.
I littered.
Yeah. But
I think that he was... when he came forward, he did the right thing the way he did it.
No, he did it.
But you don't think he had any kinky sex?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I believe there was anal.
Oh.
I do. I believe anal was involved. Oral, cunnilingus,
all of these
piss
women
videos.
were gushing.
German
I was
piss
like, well,
video.
could Dave really have been good in bed?
We're all the same people.
Well, I'll be honest with
What
you.
are you up to, Dominic?
Oh, God knows what Dominic's up to.
Well, you know what's interesting? When I did the show that one time, and Dave actually said he was going to take me to that office. And I got a ton of calls from other women who've done the show, and they were like, did you get up there? Did you get up there? And I was like, of course not. He disappeared right after the show.
Yeah.
But apparently this was like a known thing. And, like it didn't occur to me.
Oh, women would get up to his office.
There were women who knew about that place, obviously. And when he said he was going to take me up there on the air, I got calls from
Letterman
famous
said to you,
women.
wait a second, Letterman said to you on the air, I'm going to take you up to my office?
Yeah, well, my premise for going on the show that time, he was like, what are you doing here? I said, I've known you for years. I wanted to see what you had to say to me. And he was like, well, I'm not going to talk to you right here, but, we could go up to my office.
Should have gone.
And people they were like, Robin got to go up to Dave's office. What was it like? What did you do? And I was like, I never got to his office.
You want to know a great show right now? And I would do it. Dave should call me up and say, I want you to come on for the whole hour and interview me. It's
I
the same
would be
thing.
my own guest, and you be the interviewer.
It's the same thing I said during the Michael Jackson scandal. I said to Michael Jackson, you want to clear this up? Sit down with me and let me interview you for an hour on ABC television. Since you don't want to do it on the radio, I'll do it because I had to deal it over at ABC to do it. I said, let's go. Now, if I was Letterman tonight, I would get this all over with. Book me on the show. We sit down in a new format. I sit behind the desk. Dave is my first guest.
Right.
And I come out and I go, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show, I'm going to sit behind the desk. I'm going to talk to Dave.
New format.
That's right. And let me sit down with him. I'm telling you. Well, I'll ask him every fucking question in the book. And I'm going to even go, all right, get the cameraman. Let's go up to your office. I want to see the couch. I want to see everything.
Where it all happens. How
Let's
do you
go.
do this? Take me through a day, Dave.
Let's find out how this happened. Who is the first one you did this with? When did you realize that this was your ticket? Let me go through the whole fucking thing, every frigging question answered.
The 3 liquid fuel
we'll be
main
done.
engines soon will throttle back.
Done.
to
He
72%
did
of
that
rated
little thing he
performance
did
down
on the show, and he
bucket,
says, this is
reducing
the
stress on
last
shuttle as it
time
goes
I'm talking
transonic.
about this publicly.
Wow.
And I'm like, get out of here.
They were just
That's
starting.
not fair.
Favorite sex position. I want to know everything.
You should have.
When do you open the couch? I mean, because that's a crazy move.
Oh, that couch. That's got to be the creepiest thing. When Dave would roll out the couch,
Is there a button?
comes out of the wall. It's like it's just too great.